Sekolah Rendah, Negeri Selangor. Okay, so today with us we have Puan Haji Hanisa, Ketua Penolong Kanan, Ketua Penolong Pengarah Kanan, Unit Bahasa Sektor Pembelajaran. Okay, and we have two presenters today. Okay, our master trainers, Puan Halimatul Sadia and also Dr. Ilham Manggai. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to call upon Puan Haji Hanisa to give a few words.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Okay, boleh Zahira? Okay, tak ada.
Okay, clear.
Okay, pertama salam sejahtera. Okay, Assalamualaikum again. Okay, first and foremost, okay, thank you for everyone kerana sudi datang join meet pada petang ini. Pertamanya saya ingin ucapkan ribuan terima kasih lah kepada dua master trainer saya. Ada pembetulan sikit tadi, Zahira sebut skor rendah ya.
Okay, sorry kalau mendengar. Sorry.
Untuk hari ini skor mendengar, but it's okay. Kalau cikgu dapat skor rendah pun tak apa, boleh dengar juga ya. Sebab bendanya kita we are talking about the GKMP. Okay, tak apa. Untuk petang ni, okay, we're gonna share. First and foremost, I ucapkan terima kasih lah kepada Dr. Ila dan Puan Halimatul kerana sudi ya untuk berkongsi pengalaman kedua-duanya. Seperti yang kita tahu, kedua-duanya adalah master trainer for CFR, dan baru-baru ini apabila pembukaan sekolah semula di bawah PKPP, maka ada berlaku ya pelaksanaan penjajaran kurikulum ya untuk tempoh masa PKPP. Okey, saya faham ada banyak isu, bukanlah tak ada banyak isu kan, ada sedikit kurang atau tak faham sikit kan. Jadi bila saya bincang-bincang, alhamdulillah lah kita cuba untuk membantu tuan-tuan dan perempuan ya. So apa yang akan dikongsikan dengan tuan-tuan dan perempuan adalah pengalaman, okay, dan sharing of what my master trainer are doing in schools, okay, dengan pelaksanaan penjajaran kurikulum untuk bahasa Inggeris Sekolah Menengah, besok Sekolah Rendah ya. Okay, penjajaran kurikulum sepanjang PKPP. Jadi saya harap tuan-tuan dan perempuan dah pun melihat PowerPoint daripada daripada BPK ya, dan insya-Allah Encik Halimatul akan sentuh sikit, tapi pada petang ini kita akan sentuh lebih mendalam, okey, penjelasan lebih dalam daripada kedua-duanya berkenaan pelaksanaan DSKP CFR berkaitan dengan bahasa Inggeris. Okey, untuk makluman tuan-tuan dan perempuan, apa yang we are going to share this evening is the penjajaran of the DSKP CFR. We are not going to touch on the penjajaran peruntukan masa minimum penjajaran kurikulum. We are not going to touch about the bual waktu because itu pihak sekolah ya. How many hours ke, berapa period ke, that one is schools. But what we're going to touch today is the pelaksanaan CFR di SKP untuk waktu PKPP ini ya. So jadi di sini perlu penjelasan sedikit ya. So saya minta tuan-tuan dan perempuan, kalau misalnya you ada question, okay, you boleh type ya, salah seorang mungkin boleh jawab ya. Dan kita harap dengan penjelasan ini cikgu-cikgu especially khususnya ya di Selangor faham ya, dan tuan-tuan dan perempuan tahu ya how do you go about ya with the new penjajaran kurikulum selama PKPP ini. Okay, so dengan itu saya serahkan majlis balik pada Zahira.
Okay, thank you Puan Haji Hanisa for the speech. Alright, so now I would like to invite Puan Halimatul to continue with the session today.
Okay. Hello, sound check, test check. Cik Zahira, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to all the teachers. I think we're all here from Selangor. Thank you very much for taking time out from your time most of you, I think, tried to rush back home to be able to join us today. And thank you very much to Cik Zahira and also Puan Hajah Hanisa, our officers from Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Selangor. And I think we also have a few more officers from a few PPDs. And anyways, first of all, I would like to, make this session to be a little bit more relaxed. So if you have any questions, you may put them in the chat box. Dr. Ilha is with us today and she will try and address any questions. But for the first part, I will try my best to shed some light if I need to. I don't think I need to, because the document that has been shared with us is quite clear cut. But in any case, upon discussion with Puan Hajah and also Dr. Ila over the weekend and also with Cik Zahira, we feel that to help our teachers in Selangor, we decided to have this particular session. I hope everybody is well. I've just recovered from a really bad food poisoning episode over the weekend. Alhamdulillah, I'm able to be here with you guys today. Okay, first of all, I'm going to show you the document that all of us should already have. Our Pengetua has already disseminated them to all teachers, and I hope everyone should have at least taken a look at the document. Okay, oh, hang on. I need to present first. Okay. Okay. Am I presenting, Cik Zahira? Okay, can everyone see this?
No, not yet.
I've already clicked on the share button. Okay, I'm showing the first page of the newly aligned DSK or DPK for Form 1. Can you see it?
No, we cannot see anything.
Okay, I'll try and share again. So I should click on present the entire screen, right?
Okay, you click present now. Okay, you can click on a window.
Oh, a window.
Okay, and then choose your PowerPoint slides. Okay.
All right, can you see this now?
All right, it's coming. Okay. Yes.
All right, so before I talk about this, I want to show everybody this one. Can you see this now? The DPK KSSM?
Yes.
Okay, all right, I want to highlight this part because normally when we get a document, we will not look at this particular kata pengantar. We'll just whiz through. Okay, this is very important in my opinion, especially this part here at the end. Kurikulum yang dijajarkan bukanlah kurikulum baharu. So here I would like to stress on the fact that teachers for Form 1 until Form 4, we are still keeping to our current SOW, which is already CEFR aligned. Form 5 is not included in this. Tu cerita lain. Okay, today we are looking at Form 1 until Form 4. So basically this is nothing new. So we don't need to feel alarmed or feel as though, do I need to add on this? Do I need to add on that? No, we just need to know what we have done so far with our pupils pre-MCO, and we need to know what we need to include in our subsequent lessons here on until the end of the year before our end of year exams. Okay, so the only difference here, ladies and gentlemen, is this part. Kandungan di SKP dibahagikan pada kandungan asas, kandungan tambahan dan kandungan pelengkap. I think this is the part here that is probably giving some of us, making some of us feeling a little bit clouded, a little bit muddy, because in our SOW, we do not have kandungan pelengkap. We only have the main skill and the complementary skill, which we have been teaching since it has been aligned to CAFR. So the
I'm
only
sorry,
problem
Pak Hanimatul, you're showing the words, is it?
no,
Are
I'm
you
showing
showing
the
slides?
the SSD DPK, KSSM DPK. Is it not showing?
Slides. We can only see the words. Your
Oh,
DPPK
alright.
from 1.
Okay, no
Yeah.
wonder. So I macam short sendiri ni. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Alright, I'll try that again Tadi dah try dah. Okay, I'll try with entire screen.
Yeah, with entire screen also can.
Okay. Can you see it now? Tak ada juga
No, tak ada.
Halimatul,
Yes.
Halimatul dear, you are presenting the Microsoft Word, right?
No,
You're
I'm
not
presenting from a different app, which is the Microsoft Edge.
Okay, yeah, I know that you are not presenting a PowerPoint, right?
No.
Yeah, I think Zahira is thinking that you're presenting for a PowerPoint. Is it, Zahira?
Yeah.
No, she's not. She's using the Word.
Me, you're using the website, is it?
No, I'm
No,
using the Microsoft.
She's using, yeah.
Okay. Why is it?
It was okay just now, Halimatul. We all saw what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
If you have seen that, then it should be okay lah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now I'm going to show. Hang on, I have to cancel this. I'm going to show what I showed, which is on Microsoft Word. Because that document, everyone has it, so you guys can go through on your own. Okay. Right. Okay, can you all see this now, which is the document, Microsoft Word? Cik Zaira, can you see this?
No.
Tak boleh Yeah, I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, sometimes you try to prepare, but things doesn't really work out. Well, in the end, okay, I'll try presenting a window.
Yeah, I think maybe because you are using the entire screen, right?
Okay, is this better?
Okay, yes.
Okay, all right, so what I have done, this is for Form 1. It should be the same for all the other forms. What I have done is I have gone through the newly aligned DSKP for 2020, and I have organized it as such, whereby kandungan asas, kandungan tambahan, and kandungan pelengkap is included in this particular table. So all these items that I have shown, I didn't put them in detail because you can go back to the document to check them. What I'm showing is, ladies and gentlemen, from now until the end of the year, this is the part where we have to be sure that we teach all these items for LSRW and literature as per included in our newly aligned the SKP for Form 1. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. So for example, kandungan listening yang wajib ni, okay, I think I can move swiftly now. Okay, so listening, as you can see, there's only one kandungan asas that we need to teach. We have to teach. And the rest have been divided to the others. Kandungan supplementary dan complementary. Meaning, if we do not have the time to include these items for listening, speaking, reading, and writing in our lesson, not to say tak apa, we have to try our best to include them in our lessons. But the ones that we need to be sure of that we have to teach are all these items here on this particular column. And to be honest, teachers tak banyak pun. Listening, only 1 learning standard. Speaking, ada 5. Writing, 3, and LIA, 2. And in fact, if you look at the document for Form 1, for reading, there is no main learning standard that's included in the newly aligned DSKP. newly enlisted SKP here means for this particular period after MCO. Okay, all right. So the rest here, where do they come from? They are actually all in our SOW, as I have mentioned just now. That's why I wanted to show everybody that part in the kata pengantar of the document. So we are sure that first of all, we are not going to take, get rid of any learning standards, or we are not going to add on any new learning standards to what we already have. Okay, we don't compare our subject with other subjects, because I know some of my friends are saying, oh, BM macam ni, yang ni macam ni. Just focus on ours. Our SOW for Form 1 until Form 4 is complete. It's there, and all of the learning standards that we need to cover is actually repeated over and over again throughout the 112 lessons that has been prepared for us by CE and BPK. So teachers, the reason why BPK has decided to add on these two rows here, these two columns here, is because they understand the fact that different schools, different countries, different states, different areas manage the lessons differently. We have our RPT for us to fall back on to prepare our lessons from lessons 1 to lessons 112. But in cases where you are sick, you are out of school for different purposes or different things to do, etc., you have to have your lesson put on hold and then you carry on. That's what we have been trained all this while with our lessons. So the reason why they have these two columns here is to let us have the opportunity to teach something that we are not able to teach later on, after we have taught all the main learning standards that's in the new document. I hope that's clear, teachers. So basically, when you have completed all of this in your lesson, and you have this to include, by right, in my opinion, there shouldn't be any problem. Later on, Dr. Ila will show everybody how it can easily be done. And in fact, we do not need, I repeat, we do not need to make such a major change to our current RPT. All right, teachers. And also, Puan Haja mentioned that we're not going to talk about whether all schools are going to cut off 1 period or 2 periods from our current English language teaching hours. That's up to the school. So this is the reason why BPK has done it this way. In case there are schools that need to reduce the hours for English, pastikan cikgu, we cover all these particular main learning standard items. And as you can see, again, I repeat myself, tak banyak pun. We have how many days? And teachers, please bear in mind, and I know you all know this, we teach skills. We do not teach content to the pupils. So for Form 1 and Form 2, where we have our NTB lessons, for me, in my opinion, I feel that we have more of a leeway to access whatever materials that we feel is necessary to the current theme in order for us to teach the main learning standards. So once, because probably when, okay, for example, contoh, right now my school is probably going to reduce 1 English period from our current teaching hours. So most probably I will have classes whereby it will be only like 1 period, half an hour for us in my current school. So I won't be able to teach both main and complementary skill as stipulated in the SOW. The SOW is set at an hour lesson. So this way, by doing this, BPK is really helping us to plan our lesson to ensure that all the stipulated content standards and learning standards that's in the SOW, which we have to teach throughout the teaching year. I repeat myself, throughout the teaching year. So don't worry if you haven't covered a few learning standards. We still have time. All right, teachers? I think that's quite clear. So I'm just going to go down a little bit more. What about language awareness? Okay. Again, it's suggested or it's noted in the SOW. So if we are teaching a half-hour lesson on 1.1.1 learning standard, there will be that particular grammar item indicated in our SOW. So we just follow that particular language awareness item, the grammar item that we need to teach our kids. All right, Cikgu? And for me, I would like to always refer to the syllabus. This is one document that's produced by BPK, which we always forget about. When I go down to meet my friends at schools, I ask them about the syllabus and they be like, oh, syllabus, okay. So the syllabus is actually very helpful for us to check and see whether we have completed all the stipulated language awareness items and also the lexical items that we need to teach our kids. And those lexical items are all covered in our TB and NTB materials. So just sometimes, once a while, please go to the syllabus to check and see that we have covered the grammar items that we need to teach our kids throughout the year. Don't forget, Cikgu, we still have our language awareness lesson, all right? So apart from LSRWLIA, we have our language awareness. And if you are aware, language awareness is not included in the newly aligned I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. So I'll just say DSKP sajalah. The DSKP for MCO or post MCO. Okay, so it's not included in there. If you haven't had a look at it, please go through. Memang tak ada. So don't worry. We still teach our LA. We will have our LA lessons. If you can see, it's in our SOW, the sequence. So just teach accordingly. All right, Cikgu? Okay. Actually, I'm teaching in the afternoon session, so I need to go a little bit faster because my relief is until 3:30 sahaja. Okay, so these are some of the questions that I would ask if I were a cikgu lah. What do I need to do? Okay, very simple, Cikgu. Cross-check your RPT and your lessons pre-MCO. Why do I say that? Why pre-MCO? Because, okay, I'm going to show you my school's RPT. I think most schools are more or less something like this. Okay, so before MCO, from week 1 until week 11, we should have covered up to 29 lessons sepatutnya kalau kita ikut RPT. If you tak ada MC, if you tak keluar sekolah, tak ada koko, tak ada bawa murid pergi main badminton ke apa ke, we should have covered at least up to lesson 29. Okay? So, what I have done for everyone here, just scroll down to the last page of my presentation, is this. These are the learning standards that all Form 1 teachers should have taught. If not all, but at least 3/4 of it. So if you can look here, Cikgu, kalau you rajin, you all cross check lah nak tengok I ni tipu ke tidak kan. I'm just kidding. No, banyak tak? How many learning standards we have covered with them? This is only 29 lessons. You see? It's not that difficult to do. You just go through the SOW from lesson 1 until lesson 29. And quite a number of them are repeated over and over. And kalau you tengok kat sini, it's not in sequence. Sebab I ikut saja apa yang I tengok dekat dalam SOW. So you started off with 1.1.6, not 1.1.1. So this is the sequence. So basically 1.1.5 yang ini is the last learning standard for listening by lesson 29. Okay, so if you go down and tengok semua sekali, alright, that's already almost all of the learning standards that's in the newly aligned post MCO DSKP. Alright, okay, I hope that's quite clear. So for me, I just want to share with everybody this to I just want you all jangan risau, takut tak ajar semua. Cikgu ingat kita bukan ajar konten, kita ajar skills. And as long as you have covered all the learning standards that you should teach, that you have to teach, it should be okay, right? So let's go back up here a little bit for probably a few more minutes. Right, so you cross-check which learning standards you have covered, which you have not, okay? And then you look at your own lessons, right, Cikgu? And this is what you should be doing at school, okay? I hope most of us here are ketua-ketua panitia, so you can assign to your colleagues what they need to do. Because the big question is, semua orang risau, do we need to rewrite our RPT? Okay, in my opinion, I don't think we need to. Maybe we need to make changes because of the changes in terms of dates, etc. But in terms of content, not necessarily. Okay, Cikgu. Dr. Ila will touch on that later on. All right. So now we have the kandungan asas yang wajib, which I showed just now. And if it has already been covered, let's say lah kita ambil lesson 1 to 29 sahaja, if it has already or they have already been covered within the 29 lessons, so technically, we are done. We have covered kandungan asas. So we can now move on to kandungan complementary and kandungan supplementary. Complementary and supplementary learning standards as given to us in the newly aligned SKP. All right, Cikgu? All right. Basically, this is what I'm trying to say with my last point here. So you go back and look at your RPT, which I think tak ada masalah, and just identify which are the ones that you need to focus on. It's not a lot of work, it's not. I only managed to prepare this simple presentation pun tadi pagi because I wasn't well at all during the weekend. So if I can do it within a few hours, I'm pretty sure all my wonderful colleagues in Selangor pun mesti boleh buat. Okay, and PBD. I know a lot of us are quite worried about PBD. So what about PBD? My simple answer is, what about it? I'm sorry, saya suka buat joke, those who know me. Okay, there shouldn't be any problems with PBD, cikgu-cikgu, because we practice formative assessment, okay, and ongoing assessment of our pupils' ability, whether they have or they are still or they haven't grasped the particular skills that we are teaching. Okay, and here I'm sorry, I need to advertise sedikit FA because a lot of teachers are still a bit fuzzy about what FA. Basic 3 questions saja. Where we are going, where are each pupil now, how do we get there? This all relates to the LS that we are focusing in our lesson. So don't worry, cikgu, if you only have, oh my lord, I have 3 single, 3 single lessons and 2 double lesson. How am I going to fit everything in? Pasal itulah kita ada dokumen penjajaran baharu ini, cikgu-cikgu. So that we don't feel 100% tied to the SOW. Alright, cikgu? Okay. And I have copied this and pasted it here. This is from our document juga, the newly aligned document is at the very last part of, I think after LA, yes, underneath the table. Gunakan aktiviti yang tergandung dalam scheme of work berdasarkan standard pembelajaran tersenarai di atas. Di atas means the newly aligned learning standards. Ajar mengikut tahap kebolehan murid dan kesesuaian jadual waktu sekolah. So if your lessons, if your time is reduced, do not worry, it will be covered. Okay, cikgu? And again, with PBD, if you are assessing them to be noted or to be keyed in, if the child has not achieved 1.1.6, for example, if they are still in band 2, you can go back to that particular LS in your next lesson to make sure that they are in band 3 or at a higher band. I don't think I need to go into detail about how to do that. Everyone's here already an expert. So I just want to ease everyone's thoughts and feelings with this newly aligned post MCO the SKP. It's nothing new, tak ada tambah, tak ada kurang, so it can be done. Alright, Cikgu. So again, I'll just show this one last time. This is how much we should have done. I'm going to use that phrase, should have done, because we all teach at our different paces. Okay, but kalau you tengok sini pun dah nampak macam banyak, and it's only 29 lessons, teachers. Okay, yes, I know at the end of the year we have our end of year exam, but it is still manageable. Our SOW, which is CFR aligned, is actually really helpful to us as compared to other subjects. We do not need to add on here and there. Kita just follow the flow sahaja, making sure that we teach kandungan asas, the main learning standard, which is only ini saja, Cikgu, tak banyak. And we teach the rest here once we are done teaching and making sure that our pupils have fully grasped the kandungan asas learning standards. All right, I think that's all from me. If there are any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat box, and when Dr. Ila presents, I will try and respond to some of the questions there. Thank you very much for your time. I hope it has been helpful, and I do apologize if I have made blunders here and there. Still nursing from my ting tong thingy. And anyway, good luck, teachers, and as long as we follow the SOW, consult our colleagues, we are on the right track. Thank you very much. Over to you, Cik Zahira.
All right, thank you, Cikgu Halimatul, for the brief explanation. Okay, so you can see that all learning standards have been covered, although we are using the document Penjajaran Kurikulum. All right, so now I will pass the session to our second presenter, Dr. Ilham Mangai, okay, for the next session. All right, okay, Dr. Ilham.
Yes, thank you, Cik Zahira. I think Puan Haja is here. Good afternoon to Puan Haja, to Cik Zahira, to all the KP's English teachers. I don't know whether you can see me because I'm not looking at myself. Anyway, I'm going to add on a few things more of what Puan Halimatul has already said, because there are some important features that you need to pay attention to when you are doing this Penjajaran Kurikulum because of COVID-19. Puan Halimatul, if you have to leave at 3:30, please do so, because I'm worried that the session will go beyond. Okay, I won't take to heart if you leave early. All right, just let you know. All right. Okay. I think I want to show you first. Okay. The kit. You should also actually download. All right. The kit Sekolah Pelaksanaan Kurikulum. Let me show you that first, so that you will be able to understand what we are supposed to do. Hold on, where's my kit? Wait, I need to change my slide. Okay, here. All right, so when I come here, okay, this one. All right, I don't know if you can see what I'm presenting. I can see the chat. I can see the chat box. So if you can't see, just let me know. If you can't see it, I shared with you the kit. All right. Hi. Good afternoon, Wan Nick. All right. It's visible. All right. Now, this kit will make you, if you read, it's in Malay, but if you read, you will understand why they are doing this Penjajaran Kurikulum. Okay, actually for English, just like Puan Halimatul said, we shouldn't worry because we have very limited skills, and All right, this is the title, Kids Sekolah. It is at BPK website, Kids Sekolah. Untuk guru, untuk sekolah, don't download for ibu bapa. Okay, the ibu bapa is for the parents to see how they can help school. All right. So they are explaining why they are doing this, and they have shown that we only had 11 weeks of school, which should have covered 30% of the curriculum. Now, this 30% of curriculum actually for me doesn't touch English, because for English, like Puan Halimatul has shown, we actually covered so much more than 30%. All right, but because they have learned it maybe 1 or 2 times, it's not sufficient for them to master that learning standard. So we need to repeat them more times. All right. So and then we had our PKP, which was 71 days, which actually say is considered 49% of the curriculum. And then from July onwards until 18th of December, we are going back to school. So what they found is that if they maintain the curriculum as it is, many of the students will fall behind, because all the teachers will be rushing to complete the whole syllabus, that certain important elements or learning standards will not be focused more. So they have done this, and if you realize maths and science are getting more hours because they have much more to cover compared to English and Bahasa, where the hours are reduced. Okay. So you can read that. I'm not going to go through that, but I want to explain to you what, like Puan Halimatul said, what is the basis of them having 3 contents. So the basic content is what the pupils need to master to be able to go to the next level. Okay. Now, for me, this basic content very important for our weak learners, especially the end classes. All right, they need this. In Form 3 and in Form 4, they need this so that they can go to the next level. It doesn't mean that the extra kandungan tambahan, which is to support the basic content, and this one is to complete or to harmonize the basic content, are not important. All right. What is important for me is, like, this one is better for you to teach face to face. All right. Whereas this one, there are ways to do it, which I will touch on how you can go about this. Please do not forego any of the learning standard just because, oh, I got only, for example, Form 4 have only 10 content, basic content, kandungan asas that must be completed. So I just do 10 and I don't care about the support and the tambahan and pelengkap because, you know, I don't have the time. There are ways for you to do it. Doesn't mean that you don't do it, but the most important one is kandungan asas. Like they say here, dilaksanakan dengan bimbingan guru. That means you have to teach them. Either you use your classroom or you use gadgets. And then here mengguna kaedah lain. Also with bimbingan guru atau secara kendiri. Okay. Now, you still have to do your, like Puan Halimatul said, your PBD. Your PBD, you still use the same standard prestasi which is in your DSKP. That has not changed. It's still the same 6 level of performance. All right. Now, this is what you need to do for your kandungan tambahan and kandungan pelengkap, which is called blended learning. All right. Blended learning means you have time in your classroom and outside the classroom. That is why they got KIT for Ibu Bapa, because parents and community and NGOs have to play their roles in helping us to ensure the learner, our pupils, get to learn what they need to learn for this year. All right. So you have secara semuka, which most schools who's using Mode 1 and Mode 2 are having. Mode 3 will have their own problem where they have half of the week they will be in school, another half of the week they will be at home. All right. So you still have online learning, even though your pupils are in school with you, and you also have their own self-assessed learning, which is structured. All right. Now there are so many blended learning. All right. You got the rotation model, you got outside-in learning model, face-to-face model, enriched virtual model, online driver, flex learning model, flipped classroom, I think everyone knows flipped classroom very well. Project-based learning model also, I think you know, and you got the inside out. And then all of you are going to ask me, I don't understand all this. You actually can find it online, all right? Like for example, rotation model is actually where your learners move between learning stations. You know, you do learning stations, right? So they move to different learning station, all right? But you must be careful about that because you need to ensure social distancing, right? So maybe you do, I don't know how you can do it. Maybe certain learners, they do 2 or 3 do something else, 2 or 3 learners do something else, rotation, okay? Please don't do group work in the classroom. You are not allowed, even though this model is being mentioned. Right. The next one is outside in. Outside in means outside in learning, in blended learning. Basically, it means that you start the lesson either physically or in a digital environment, but finish it inside a classroom, meaning that maybe you start online, you ask the learners to start online because it starts outside, and then you end it in your classroom, outside in, right? Enriched virtual is also, you divide their time. This is very good for those doing mode 3, where they have time between learning remotely and then come to school. So they complete their work online and then they come to school to get more information, more support to understand what they have learned online, right? Now, online driver means they just rely 100% on technology to learn, and teacher is only the facilitator, right? I think the flex model is for non-traditional learners where you give learning materials and instruction online, and the lessons you give them are self-guided, like self-assessed learning. And then they work independently, and then they learn to develop and create new concepts in the digital environment. So they do a lot of work using the computer, okay? I'm just explaining a few, you can find out the rest. So when you want to do the kandungan tambahan and kandungan pelengkap, these are ways you can do if you're using mode 1 and mode 2 in your school. Because if you find that you cannot cover everything, you focus on your kandungan asas, and then you like Puan Halimatul was saying that you only got 30 minutes in a lesson. So you might want to focus on the main skill, and then your complementary skill you feel that you cannot complete. So you give them some work that they can bring home to do online. All right, I hope that is clear for all of you about blended learning. This is a concept that BPK is highlighting for our Penjajaran Kurikulum, and you need to know this. Okay, you can go and get the information from here if you want to know more. Okay, this all I am not, this one you can see yourself, all right, how they do it. Okay, they also had kit pembelajaran murid and all that. Okay, contoh bahan luar talian, they've given you example, and these are for mode 3. This is mode 3 timetable where they show how they can do it, so you can read it and get more information. Okay, and then they got frequently asked question, which is at the back here, for schools, for teachers, and I think for students, if I'm not mistaken. All this is for teachers. No, only for school and for teachers. All right. Okay. So far, no question, right? So I'm going to stop sharing this. Okay. Right. I'm going to show this one. I don't know if you can see. This is the document Penjajaran Kurikulum Tingkatan 3. Right? Are you all seeing what I'm seeing? Document Penjajaran Bahasa Inggeris Tingkatan 3? Yes, okay, good. So you all should download this because you need this to do your RPT, your revised RPT, which will start from week 26, which is 15 July, right? So up to week 25, you'll be still using your old RPT, but the moment week 26, there should be some changes. Okay, Right. So you need to see this, and they are showing based on the skills: listening, speaking, reading, writing, and literature. Okay, and this is what Puan Halimatu was saying is at the end of the page where they said that we must use the activity that is in the scheme of work. All right. So again, you are not supposed to just choose anything that you like, but you must base it on the scheme of work. All right. I have a question. Yes, definitely. Premani, they have sent it to schools. There are letters already out about document penjajaran, and it is official. Okay, like just to inform you, Nazir came to my school yesterday and they sat the whole day in my school from 7 something in the morning until nearly 3, I think. All right, and they did ask about this, but because we only got the document was released on Friday, so we still got time to do it. I'm asking because it is. No, everybody has to do this. We do not have enough time. We have to start working on this for all your subjects. Okay, so there is a circular is already out for schools, right, to do this. And the circular can also be found on the BPK website, on the same page with all these documents. All right? Okay, so don't worry about it, it's there. Okay, if no, Puan Haja Hanisa and Cik Zahira would not be asking master trainers to help you understand the document if there is no official letter out to ask teachers to do this. Okay, and then you also have the Form 4 one, right? It's the same thing, document penjajaran, and it's the same thing. You only have to realize that there is a mistake on page, I cannot remember, hold on, right, on page, this one, I cannot see height here, this page where you have reading 3.1.4, used with some support familiar print for Form 4, this one is actually Form 1 learning standard because it's repeated here, 3.1.4, this is Form 4 one. I think they forgot to delete this, so it's there. Just make note that under reading for Form 4, there is an Form 1 learning standard in that page. All right? Okay? Just ensure that when you are doing it. All right. So basically, you have all that. Okay, Judia is asking that question. Hold on. Be patient. I'm coming to that. All right? I go step by step so that you can understand. So you need to have this, okay, so that you can understand what you need to do. And please have your secondary curriculum framework so that you know what learning standards, because certain learning standards do not appear for certain years, for certain forms. So you should know like this. All right? Okay. Yeah. Right. So I'm going to stop sharing this because I want to share something else. All right. Let me stop presenting first. Okay. All right. I'm not promoting my Facebook group, but those who are in my Facebook group, you know that I have shared with you before mapping. I think I've shared this kind of mapping before with you. All right, so that you know how many times you get to repeat your learning standards. Okay, I remember sharing it for Form 4. I didn't share for Form 3 because I didn't have the Form 3 yet, but now I have done the Form 3. Okay, I'm sure you can see the Excel, right? This is for Form 3. Okay, so when I did my YouTube lessons during the MCO for Form 3, I started with lesson 27, meaning from lesson 1 to lesson 26, I've done in school. Okay, and then I continued doing, I think about 35 or 36 YouTube lessons. So right now I'm about at lesson 70, I think. I cannot remember. I've forgotten what lesson number that I was teaching today. I think 70. I was doing reading. writing, the last writing before I go to Unit 8 for Form 3. Okay, so the one that what I have done is I've colored code the learning standards so that I know which is kandungan asas and which is kandungan tambahan. The blue is kandungan asas, the green is kandungan tambahan, and the orangey, pinky, whatever color that is kandungan pelengkap. All right. So there are all, for Form 3, I'm sorry to inform you, there are 17 kandungan asas that you have to cover. All right, just going to the listening one, look, lesson 34, lesson 36, I did it during the MCO. Please remember this, all lessons during MCO, even though you have used to teach your students or taught your students or your learners, you have to repeat them in your lessons now you're back in school, okay? Because they feel that many of our learners didn't go online to learn, all right? I'm going to tell you how I'm handling this in my school. I know some of my school teachers are also watching this, all right? But if you have like 1.1.5 is kandungan asas, lesson 87 is not done yet. So you are safe. I just put another lesson here, 54, in case I need more lesson if lesson 87 isn't enough. And then here 86, 105, not done yet. 1.2.1, it looks like I've done all during MCO. Okay, and then 1.3.1, I've also done during MCO. Okay, so you can see this. This is what I've done. All right, okay, the green one, okay, if you can see 2.1.4, the green one here, which is explain on point of view, a lot and ample, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, the one I want to address is the one that Puan Judia was telling. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. There are 2 learning standards in Form 3. When you do this mapping, only then you will realize that there are certain learning standards not being taught at all in Form 3. I think it was overlooked, like 2.4.1. This is a speaking lesson where pupils need to summarize the main points of a story. I have been trying to find throughout the SOW of Form 3, by looking for keywords, I cannot find 2.4.1. I did this for 2 days to look for the keywords. I cannot find because I worried that I might have overlooked it. And another one is 4.1.4, express and respond to opinions and common feelings such as happiness, sadness, surprise, and interest. You can see there are actually none. Okay, because these express and respond to opinions, 4.1.4, if you can see, I think it's also in the speaking, express opinion in 2.1.5. All right, but 4.1.4 is the kandungan asas, whereas 2.1.5 is tambahan. Okay, and summarize main points of a story. I don't know if it's in the writing. No, it's not in the writing. Oh God. 4.1.3 is summarize main points. Okay, the only way I can suggest that you do this is when you are doing speaking, 2. No, not speaking. When you are doing, yeah, correct. Where am I just now? The one that I said don't have. Where is the thing? Not summarize. Oh, sorry, this one. Express and respond to opinions, common feelings. When you're doing the speaking, okay, you might ask the learners later to write it out, how they can express their feelings and opinions. Then they will be doing the writing. You might teach them how to speak first and then go into writing. So maybe you want to add on to the skill. When you're doing this main skill of speaking, you might want to change it to writing. That's the only thing I can suggest, or add on the main skill there, or make it a complementary skill. You decide. I think it's best to add it as a complementary skill to show that you have covered the learning standard, okay? Because it's not in any of the SOW lessons for Form 3. And the summarized one, when you are doing writing, you might want to verbally ask them how they can summarize the main points first, then only you ask them to write when they are writing for 4.1.3. All right, does that help you when I give you that suggestion? Wait, Shamini is asking to whether it's repeat. Oh, okay. All right. People is sharing my group. Okay. What I want to say right now. Okay. So my school, we are doing this. Okay. I stopped wherever I stopped my online lessons. Okay. I'm continuing my lesson where my learners came back. When my students came back, my Form 3 and Form 4 students came back, I continue where I stopped, where my last lessons was the online lesson the school has already scheduled, and I did it on Google Meet, which I also shared it on YouTube. Okay, with the permission of my learners know that I'm recording. You cannot record your Google Meet classes without asking permission from your learners. Please remember that. If you want to record, you have to ask their permission and make sure their faces are not seen, okay, because they are underage. All right, that you have to be careful. Ask permission from them before you publish, because I even publish on YouTube with their permission, not just just because I like it. If any one of them say no, I wouldn't have been able to publish it. All right. Okay. So we are planning to do is, sadly, my learners from 3 and from 4, this is where my blended learning comes in. They have not, some of the students, because my learners give the reason that they were happy to not do work. I don't want to use a negative word. They were happy not to do work and just do nothing during the MCO. So I told them that they have to go online, register on Google Classroom, because some of them didn't want to. So now they have to register on Google Classroom, because all my tasks, everything is in Google Classroom. All my 35, 36 lessons, whether it's Form 3 or Form 4. So they need to register and they need to complete all the lessons. I give them 1 to 1.5 months to complete it. Okay, so they have to complete it on top of coming to school and learn. In that way, I am covering all that I need to cover in the learning standards. What I love about Google Classroom is they are speaking, they have to record and upload it. So I have evidence of their speaking, I have evidence of everything. So when my learners do this, finish it within 1 or 1.5 months, I have the record and evidence to show that I've covered all the learning standards through face-to-face learning and also blended learning. Okay, that's what I've been doing even before the Penjajaran Kurikulum. Okay, so many of my learners, I only have 1 or 2 learners who have problems with devices. The rest have no problems. They even bring their mobile phone to me because they don't know how to do it, and I will set it up for them to have the Google Classroom app, everything, and then they are ready to go. Okay, so that's what you can do to make sure. Another way that we are doing for Form 3 is that if we come to a revision lesson, because I think 110, 11, 12 are project-based learning, what my teachers are going to do is that we are going to repeat the MCO lesson that we feel much needed by my learners, because every school learners would be different. So if my school learners need a repeated lesson from the lesson that I did during MCO, then I will repeat during that time, and any revision lesson I will repeat it. And if there are more time, since we are finishing school in December, we might have more time, so we will be repeating the MCO lesson after we finish one cycle of the SOW. All right? So you need to plan. You need to do your RPT, only then you know. And you need to know how many periods you have now with the new jumlah waktu, jumlah jam that you have, all right, the hours that you have, whether you have sufficient lessons to cover or enough time to cover everything. Okay, that's what you need to do, which I cannot help you because all schools are doing differently. Okay, I'm seeing if they have any question. Okay, Halimatu has to go. I know she has to go. Okay, next I'm going to share with you Form 4, which I've already shared in the group, but without color, because this was done early of the year. Okay, I done this early of the year for Form 4. Right, now Form 4, you only have 10 kandungan asas and 20 kandungan tambahan and only 6 kandungan pelengkap. Alright, and again, I've color coded. I am at 68 or 69, I cannot remember, for Form 4. Alright, but I still color code the one that I did in MCO in case I need more lessons. Okay, then I will make sure that I will repeat the particular lesson. Alright, yeah, Form 4 has no issues about no learning standards being covered. All the learning standards are covered, including literature. All right, now LA, please carry on your LA, because language awareness is very important for them to be able to speak, read, write, and listen successfully. Without grammar, they would not be able to do it. So don't forgo language awareness because it is not mentioned in the document. The reason it's not mentioned in the document is because there is no learning standards for language awareness. All right, okay. We have already covered the kandungan. Yeah, okay, all right, okay. Even if you have covered the kandungan asas, you carry on with wherever you have stopped. Now remember this, just like Puan Halimatul has said, we are not a content-based subject. If we are teaching history, the moment we have finished that topic is done with. Whether the learners remember the content or not, the history teacher basically won't be able to check unless they do a quiz or an exam in the middle of the year or end of the year. Whereas for language, when you teach the learning standard is supposed to be achieved at the end of the year. Please remember that keyword. Learning standard is supposed to be achieved at the end of the year. So even though you have completed teaching your kandungan asas before the MCO, it would be nice to know if your learners have mastered that learning standard. I don't think your learners can master the learning standard just by once or twice, because they need to be successful in doing that learning standards no matter the content, meaning they have mastered the strategy. Once they have mastered the strategy, regardless of the content, they'll be able to do it. And please don't forget, during the MCO, they have not gone to school for 4 months. So they might have forgotten what they have learned initial. All right. So repeat, just carry on with your lesson. As you are carrying on with your lesson, you will realize that there are certain learning standards that need more help. All right. Yes, you see, you need to do your language awareness because there are actually, basically, we have so many weeks still left. All right. So you might either have 2 or 3 lessons per week. If you are like me, lesson 70, okay, I think I can reach lesson 100 very fast soon. Okay. So you will have more to cover. So you have to repeat certain lessons that in MCO. Don't repeat the lessons that you have done before MCO. Please repeat lessons during the MCO. Okay. All right. Okay, most of the things you have to decide as a teacher what would be the best for your learners. All right, I can say whatever I want based on my learners. All right, I don't know your learners, especially those in good schools. Your learners might find that all these kandungan asas very simple. All right, so you need to maybe focus a little bit on kandungan asas and then pay more attention to tambahan and pelengkap. All right, use the blended concept in our teaching now. I would like to tell all of you another reason that I'm making my learners to sign into Google Classroom is because we do not know if there's a second wave coming back for COVID-19. If there's a second wave coming back for COVID-19, schools will be closed again. So this time, be prepared with your learners having online platform with you so that you can keep on teaching. because we have no more excuse if it happens the second time. As you know, we are already back in school. All right, so we have to prepare our learners, because I told my pupils the same thing. If we go back to school being closed, you know where to see me, you know where to meet me, you know where to get the work, and nobody has any more excuses why they cannot reach the teacher. All right, wait, so we start with the kandungan asas starting with 26. I wouldn't worry about you. Just look at your week 26. What learning standard, what lesson are you at, and see whether it's covering kandungan tambahan or kandungan, whatever kandungan, all right? But what you need to do is make sure until, I don't know what week, up to December 18, I cannot see until December 18 because you're going to have exam. Before the exam, all right, that you have covered the kandungan asas, meaning the kandungan asas can come anywhere, but make sure you cover for Form 4, the 10 kandungan asas during that week that we have from 26 until the first week of December before your exam. Same with Form 3, you have 17 kandungan asas, make sure it's covered before the exam, and you have 14 kandungan tambahan and 5 kandungan pelengkap. All right? Okay? The reason I'm asking you not to jump the number of lessons is because your pupils will get confused when you're doing your textbook. Suddenly you're doing this unit, suddenly you're doing another unit. It will be confusing for them because the SOW was constructed or created where it follows a sequence. The students do something in a unit following the skills. All right? Yes, you just follow because it will cover, right? Exactly, Tiru Shelby, it will cover. I'm only saying that if the kandungan asas has already during MCO, you did during MCO. So you finish first whatever you need to do, the remaining weeks, you choose the kandungan asas that was covered during MCO to do your lessons after that. Let's just say after lesson 109, okay, 110, 11 and 12, if I'm not mistaken, are project based. So I don't want to do project based, I want to do lesson 110, maybe revision of lesson 36, I put there, and then lesson 111, revision of lesson Y, and then revision of lesson Y, and then you continue. Go back to lesson, whatever lesson that needs the kandungan asas that you would have covered during the MCO. Okay? Does that help? Oh, okay. So fine, if you are covering, you're repeating the MCO lesson, is fine. That's what you want to do, is fine. Okay? All right? You can plan whatever way you want if you want to repeat your MCO lessons. All right? My YouTube videos are still there. I know some teachers are using it for blended learning, meaning they teach something and then they just say go and watch the YouTube to get answers or whatever. I don't know what the teachers are doing, but it's still there. My learners are using it to learn all the lesson during MCO, how the strategy of getting answers. So they go and watch that, but I don't know about other teachers, how they use it, because I know there are many other viewers on that YouTube video, all right? Only if SP is in the kandungan asas. Oh, okay. I don't understand, Teru Chelvi, only if I know standard pembelajaran is in the kandungan asas. Why you try, what do you mean by that? Oh, okay, all right, fine. Yes, especially if the learning standard is the kandungan asas, you repeat the MCO lesson because that's the main one that you need, and then the others, you can use it for blended learning. You give online work or whatever, project work to them, they do it in their own home and then send it to you, all right? Teachers, don't forget Google Classroom. Also, they want to make sure it's being used by learners even though we are back in school, just like last time we had IFROG. So just use it. My learners are very smart now. Even that day, I want to do a revision of Unit 5 for Form 4. It was vocabulary. I think you can see the round out of Unit 5. I gave them a choice. I said, do you want to write in your grammar book or do you want me to do a Google form? They all said, we want a Google form, because I know they just want to click the correct answer instead of writing. So that was a choice I gave to my learners. So I need to do my Google form where they can just answer and I can import the marks and grades to Google Classroom. All right. Okay. I think that's all I'm going to share with you. If you got questions, please ask. All right. Please ask if you have questions. Right, yes, Hamiza, correct. Yes, I know. All right, so I wasted one period of my lessons or 1 hour of my lessons scolding them and asking them reasons why they didn't do work, but it was a good wasted time because I got to get a lot of information and now I got a lot of submission now through Google Classroom, which I get notification. Okay, so you have to be prepared now. Anything else that you all want to ask? I hope it's clearer for all of you how to go about it. You have to really sit down with your panel or whoever is doing it and go through the document Penjajaran Kurikulum. Okay, and then you need to know how many periods you have. How many periods you have, because every school will have different periods. I know that I know someone has been just copying somebody's RPT. Please don't do that because every school, your periods will be different. Okay, some school will have 5, some school will have 4, some schools will have 6. I do not know how they are doing it. It depends on how many minutes per period your school is having. So you cannot just copy someone's 100%. Okay, just be very careful about that. I know you all are struggling to do it, but don't just take it 100% from someone. Okay, all right. Any more? All right. All right. Thank you, Hassanol. Hassanol always such a nice guy who will answer. All right. All right, Judea. I hope that I answered all your questions, especially about the one that is not covered in Form 3. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes, don't copy. Correct, Pramani. Yes, don't copy the RPT, please. Okay. Yeah. This is what I was told, that you have to do this as soon as possible because when any officers come, what they will do is they will take this document Penjajaran and then they will check against your RPT to see if you have covered, especially the kandungan asas. All right, so make sure that you do as soon as possible so that when they see this and they go side by side, they see, and then they know when is the MCO period, right? What week? So please make sure you cover that. All right, you have to do this very soon. Okay, all right, that's all I think. Cik Zahira. Yeah, color coding helps. Yes, actually, yes. Color coding helps because it's easier to see. All right. So I think that's all, Cik Zahira, I have. So I pass it back to Cik Zahira.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ila. All right. Okay. I think we have come to the end of the session. So before we leave, teachers, do you have any more questions you would like to ask, Dr. Ila? Any questions?
Sorry, may I ask one question?
Okay.
Yes. Puan Rita from PP Nispa. Okay, I need to know, is it the RPH, is it still the same?
You're talking about your RPH.
Lesson plan.
Yes. Okay, my RPH maintains the same. The only thing you have to be careful is not to do group work. That's it. You still have to do your FA, your traffic light or whatever, but you do not, please do not have group work.
So they follow the SOW, right?
Yes,
only,
they follow.
Only the activities they should choose.
Yeah, I need to inform this. Form 4 teachers, we are very lucky. You know, every 8 or 9 lessons, we have a revision lesson, right? So use the revision lesson to cover any of the kandungan asas that you think is important for your students, for your learners. Because Form 4 very lucky, right? We always have a revision lesson after our writing lesson. So use that. But Form 3 is not that lucky because the lesson seems to continue non-stop, and then only somewhere in the mid of the year we had revision, and then somewhere at the end I think we'll have revision, right? Okay. All right. So does that answer your question? I cannot remember your name. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. Subhashini, you are asking about fifth formers. Fifth formers is KBSM. They do not have a document penjajaran curriculum. They follow whatever has been is in the RPT. Do not worry about so much. My school for English and Bahasa, we are just using module and latih to be. So we have adjust our RPT up to December 18 where they just do latih to be based on the sections in the exam. Because I think all schools were told to just target the exam to prepare the learners, right? So for English, we are doing that. All right. So you decide what's best for you, Subhashini. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, where you find my YouTube? Suruh banyak. English lesson on the go. You will find it. It's English lessons on the go. All right. Okay. All right. There's another question. Is it okay not covered the kandungan asas, but we have it in our meaning we are coming? Yes, it's okay as long as you have your kandungan asas in your RPT and you have not done it because you have not come to it, you are fine because they know means you're going to touch on it later. Okay? All right. All right. You're welcome, Nick. All right. Okay. Everyone says thank you.
Okay. So any more questions from the teachers? I